What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. Today we're going to do more gun maths because I got this comment on the last video. Tick, someone on one of the forums today insisted that the honey badger is the real winner. Can you plug that in and let us know the truth? Who am I to deny a YouTube subscriber's comment? So just before we get started, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, hit the bell so you are notified when I upload more Division videos, or even better, come on over to Twitch and hit that follow button. I could be streaming live right now, and if you need a community Discord for Division and any other game, check out the link for our Discord in the description. So with that said, let's get cracking. So here is the honey badger. You can see mine's maxed out. I can change the talent to whatever you want. But we're going to base this all around Flatline for now, because Flatline is going to be absolutely brilliant for guns that can support the linked laser pointer, and this one can. So the linked laser pointer, if you didn't already know, comes from the technician specialization, and it basically allows us to have pulse up on enemies all of the time. Flatline's 15% amp damage to all enemies that are pulsed, so it's just a lot of damage all the time, and there's no build up. It's just instant damage at 15% amplified. Absolutely brilliant. And that's why I've been running these numbers to see what guns we should be leveling up with the new expertise system, because the materials on that cost a lot, so you don't want to level a gun up and find out it's rubbish. You'll also notice this takes one less mod slot than other guns. There's no mod at the front of the gun, so that's something else to take into consideration. But when they did the pass for balancing for guns, they did make these guns a little bit more powerful because of that. But let's see if that has worked out in its favour or not. So you can see here I've got the crit chance mod in the top, and I've got 20 rounds. Obviously I can't mod it the same because I don't have the 4th mod slot. So when you look at the stats, you can see here on my carbine 7 I've got 60% crit chance and 183% critical hit damage. But when I switch over now to the honey badger, you can see that okay, yeah, I've got 183% crit damage, but I've not got enough crit chance, and we need to be 60% to be effective. So I'm going to have to lose a critical hit damage mod in my stats to basically get enough critical hit chance, and that's what I've done. So when you see the numbers in a minute, you're actually 171 critical hit damage on the honey badger, but you're at 60% critical hit chance, just so that it's an absolute fair fight. Otherwise, the honey badger would definitely have an advantage, because we're basically giving it 12% critical hit damage for free. So let's throw the numbers up and let's have a look. Here you are, we're at 11.8 million on the total DPS on the health side, 9.6 on the armor side, total DPMs, and it looks really respectable. You've got 307 on a body hit, 832 on a crit body hit, 583 on a head hit, and 1.1 on a crit head hit, and the clip average is 44.9 million. So really nice. Looks really good. Definitely looks like a contender. If you're comparing these numbers against any of my other videos that I've done, don't. The build in this has changed, so the stats that we're seeing are actually these stats here. They might be different in the other videos. So what we're going to do then, just to give us an idea of how good this is, we're now going to compare it against some other guns that I've done the stats on, all with exactly the same build. And here is that slide now. So you can see we've got the police M4, we've got the carbine 7, the honey badger, and then I put in the king breaker at the end. Now let's just have a look at how this gun handles. So you can see here I've already been testing, but we'll do it again. So this is the carbine 7. And then we're going to switch to the honey badger. So you can see from all these examples, the carbine's on the left, honey badger is on the right. The carbine just has a closer spread. Like it's just a little bit closer in, isn't it? If you look at it, spreads out just a bit more on the honey badger. You can see the closer, and then just a little bit more of a spread on that one. This one here again, closer. The carbine's winning every time pretty much. This one's really close, but in general out of 4 runs, you feel like you're having an easier time with the carbine. And this is why I initially made the swap. I used to run the honey badger all the time, but then when I started playing with the carbine, I just found that I just had a bit of more fun because it was easier to hit some headshots. So let's look at these stats again. We'll throw them back up. So you can see here the Police M4 and the Carbine 7. We've talked about this in a previous video. Do go and check that out if you're wondering which I think is the best. Are really close together. There are reasons why I use the Carbine 7 over the Police M4, but I'll leave that for the other video. The Honey Badger does come in underneath both of them. It's very close, as you can see, to the Carbine 7, but we have a use case there already. The Carbine's easier to control. So for me, I'm always going to be using the Carbine 7. Could I use the Honey Badger and probably not notice too much of a difference? Absolutely. But if you're playing on PC, that case is probably just a little bit more than what it would be on a console, because on a console, you a little bit of a harder time controlling some of these guns because they're on a control pad, and that's no slight against them. It's just the way it is. So you're going to want maybe to use the Carbine 7 because it's just going to give you that little bit more ease of control. Then we put the Kingbreaker on the bottom. That absolutely destroys them all, but that controls like an AK. The spread is absolutely all over the place. Are you probably going to do more DPS with that? Probably not, because you're going to miss more shots. So for me, the Police M4, the Carbine 7 and the Honey Badger, all really good guns. But for me, the Carbine and the Police M4 just edge out the Honey Badger, looking at the numbers and in controlling of the gun as well. But the Honey Badger does have a named variant, the Savage Wolverine. I think I've got one in my inventory that I can show you. It might not be maxed out. There it is. And you can craft this at the crafting bench if you've unlocked the blueprint. But it drops with perfectly close and personal. I can't remember how to get the blueprint. It's been that long. Maybe drop in the comments down below if you do know. But killing a target within 7 meters grants 38% weapon damage for 10 seconds. So obviously that's really good. And you think, oh, how good is this? Well, this gun is probably really good if you're going to run an up close and personal build for sure. This is really good. Then let's compare it against the FAMAS. So if we compare it against the FAMAS, you can see there the FAMAS actually wins out. Both of these have got different talents on, because obviously the Savage Wolverine has the perfect version. That's the FAMAS with close and personal. And looking at it again, you can see that the FAMAS still wins. But there is an issue there as well. When you mod the FAMAS, you can see I can't put the linked laser pointer on there. So there's already... You start thinking, oh, actually, I've got to go into build diversity now and start thinking about, you know, things like that. But if you're going to be using the linked laser pointer for this build, the Honey Badger is probably a really good shout. But if you're going to be using other things, then you'll probably just stick with the FAMAS. Let me know what you think about that down below. But that's another video. That's the stats for it. I hope it answered the comment. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye.